Hello guys. Hi guys. In today's video, I would like to share my makeup look when I would just want to feel hot. The kind of makeup look I would like to do when I feel like I need a confidence boost. So, if you're interested, keep on watching. This is going to be a whole base walkthrough. Let's get started. First thing, clean hands, obviously. We need a primer for my eyes. We're going to do eyeshadow primer first. This is what we got. I have the About Face Shadow Fix Smoothing Eyeshadow Primer. And then I have a brow pencil by Amuse Cosmetics. I got it at the dollar store for $1. It's in the shade 01. It's pretty light. As you can tell, my brows are bleached, so I like to do my brows a little lighter. I'm a eyeshadow primer kind of person because I feel like if I use concealer and even set it on my eyelids, I get creasing still like crazy. I do have epicanthic folds. I don't know if that has to do with anything, but I also have oily skin. So using a eyeshadow primer specifically for my eye helps everything stick a little bit better. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna start with making sure my brows are combed. What little of my brows I have. And then this bottom line, I'm gonna trace very lightly along the bottom of my eyebrow and kind of go to about here. If I go any further, it's just like kind of too far up, so don't want that to happen. I slowly start to deepen it little by little, and then I'm going to create a tiny tail. Just that tiny. Like that. And then top of the brow hairs connect to the tail. Just like that. Straight line. Easy enough, right? And then fill it in. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. I did have to get a new brush since my kitten had thrown up all my brushes while they were sitting on my desk. So I thought it was kind of funny that the brush that I really missed for carving out my eyebrows looked like a paintbrush. So I just bought a paintbrush and trimmed it down. We're gonna see if it works. These are just dollar store paintbrushes. I don't give a fuck. We're just gonna carve out the brows. I'm sure you've heard other YouTubers say this word, but it basically means I'm going under my scraggly drawing to get the parts that don't blend into the brow. It's a little stiff. Yeah, let me grab a different one. All right, grabbed another one. Kind of similar. There we go. I like that a lot better. And that's an eyebrow. Well, I messed it up a little bit. Which, it's easy to fix. Just draw back over. I'm gonna do that to the other side. So, other brow is done. So I'm taking a concealer buffer brush and just buffing the edges. Eyeshadow. I like to kind of keep neutral. When I want to look like hot and sexy, neutral is like the easiest way and quickest. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes The Neutrals. This is my favorite, like, just good neutral palette. You can use whatever you have. Anything from the dollar store, I don't give a fuck. Dollar store has great stuff. What makes me feel hot is a halo eye. So we're gonna start with a small, like, definer brush and then move on to something larger and fluffier as we move along. So I'm gonna start with this kind of just flat shader brush. This is what it looks like. It's messy. That's what I got. I'm gonna take that one, this darker brown, and kind of pack it on the outer third and the inner third. Gonna kind of pack it, kind of tap off excess. I like doing my eyes first so I can clean up under and all that. Right where, like, my eye socket is. Like that. And then down here, same thing. Where the bone is, just keep packing it in. You kind of see where I bent it. Just pat it in. No swiping. I like patting. And then when I get to that bone, swipe very little. Barely touch the skin. And then I'm going to drag a little bit of that excess powder into an outer wing slightly. So where my line is, the line of my upper line is here, just dragging it out. Tap, 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 connect the bone to that line. Same here, I'm gonna tap the edges. And that is an easier halo eye. Grabbing another shader brush. I'm gonna grab a brush that's kind of fluffy, but kind of small. I don't know. It's not like a fluffy brush, but it's kind of fluffier. And I'm gonna take like a mid-tone brown. Probably this brown right here. Right above the dark brown. That brown right there. I'm gonna pack that on my brush and then go right over the dark brown on the edges. Slight tapping, slight swiping. And then we need a flat or a fluffy-ish brush. It's gonna be just like this. That kind of fluffy. And then I'm gonna get a white shade. It's not in the Makeup by Mario palette. I'm gonna use the white that's in my Blendbunnyx Rotten palette. I want an actual white shade. This one's Oxygen. Gonna pack that onto my brush. Like a lot. It's kind of fluffy. Gonna pack that right on the center. And then pressing that white also onto the brow bone. Taking the mid-tone shade again. Right there. On the edges. Blend that into the white. Adding that dark brown again. And I'm going to do that to the other eye. I'm going to move on to face makeup. So, first things first is primer. I'm going to use the Maybelline Grippy Serum Makeup Grip Primer. I'm going to shake it up. Anyways, I'm going to take some of that, rub it between my fingers. I'm going to kind of rub it in. Once it gets tacky pretty fast. Tap that into places. This has niacinamide in it. I don't really super care for skincare in my complexion products. It's probably because people don't care about skincare. They want something to cover everything. I am pretty particular about my skincare, but I'm lucky that niacinamide doesn't super bug me. But I would love something that didn't have niacinamide in it. Put some down here onto my neck. We're going to spot conceal first using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Light to Vanilla. Used that earlier to carve my eyebrows. I love this as a spot concealer. So I'm going to take my big concealer brush and buff that all into the brush. Like, load it up. And then I'm going to, where I was using to carve my eyebrows, kind of push it into my brush. There's like a couple places that I feel like I could use spot concealing right there, right here, all right here. I have like little tiny red marks. And then pick up some more on my brush. And then down here on my chin. And then for under eye concealer, I'm going to use the Instant Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline in the shade 120, I believe. Yeah, 120 light. Going to put that in my under eye. 2 dots. So one right here. And then one right here. We're going to buff that in. I try not to go back and forth. I try to just tap down into the side. Kind of going with the way my under eye creases. Your under eye is probably gonna crease no matter what because it moves. I'm not a doll, so it's not that big of a deal if it creases to me. Now, obviously, some concealers crease more than others. That's why I really like this one. But, so far I haven't had issues. So I'm gonna take the Essence Baby Got Bronze cream stick in the shade, I'm unsure actually. 20, Moondust. It's pretty cool toned. So it's not really bronzer for me. It's actually a cool tone contour shade, which I really like. So it is my go-to, personally. I'm going to take a really domed kind of brush and really press that into my brush, loading it up. Because then, if you don't like smells, this has a smell. Really load it on my brush, and then I'm going to take it to my hand to spread it all over the bristles, like that. And right here, there's a ring light right here, so you might see a little bit of shadow. But, like, right here is where I want it, my contour to sit. And then over on this side, same thing, right here, right above my cheekbone. My cheekbone sits pretty high. And then we're gonna just tap and blend. Blend up, not down, so my face is lifted instead of sagging. Let's see how shaped I am. And blend this side up too. We're gonna blend some blush into this. We do need a brush to contour all this on my nose. My favorite contour brush also got thrown up on, so I've been trying to find one that I like for my nose. I'm gonna use this tiny concealer brush. So, gonna load the same thing on my brush, load it all up, tap, and blend it into my brush. And I wanted to try kind of a different contour style, but it kind of focuses more on curving the nose in, like this. It's kind of supposed to be more doll-like, just like that. We are painting the face today. And then you do kind of a line to snatch it. I'm connecting those lines right under here, and then where a tiny line right on the nose tip. Gonna blend that down on my sides of my nose. And that's the nose contour. My Tamagotchis needed to be taken care of, so I took a little filming break. But we're good. I'm running 2 right now. These are the Tamagotchi Paradises. This one's Jade Forest. This one's land of some kind, I think. But I'm running 2, so I keep him busy. Let's get into blush. I'm running out of good blush brushes. But I'm gonna take a foundation brush of some kind, I don't know, and go into this MAC Pinch of Marrakesh Glowy Play Cushion Blush. It's like a red. We're gonna sheer it out kind of a lot. So I'm gonna load my brush up again, pat off a lot of the excess. It's a good like bricky color. And then right here up on the cheekbone, I'm going to blend blush. About 2 fingers away from the nose is where I like to stop. So right here on the outside is where I like to stop it. So it doesn't look like too much redness. I don't mind if there's too much redness, especially in the summer, but same here. Blend that blush into the contour. Kind of gonna blend it into that eyeshadow up here a little bit too. I'm gonna take a little excess here on my chin and on my nose. I'm gonna redo it once we put foundation on. Kind of silly of me, but I digress. I'm going to take a tiny puff. I was hoping when I bought this, it was more of like a powder puff. It's kind of squishy. I got it from the Dollar Tree, so we'll see if it is that girl. But I'm going to take a lighter shade. I have two powders. One's a little darker, one's a little lighter. Here, this one kind of shows up really tan on me, especially in the winter. This one's like lighter. I don't know if you can tell. One's a little more warm, basically. But I'm going to take this lighter shade load it up on my powder puff here. And then we're going to blend that into my under eye. And then blend it into the edge of my head, too. I'm going to try to leave that stark line of contour. We're going to redo it, too, with powder. Do this side. Under eyes, and then center of the face. So here on the tip of my nose, down the center of my nose, between my brows. Center of my forehead. I did forget to do contour on my forehead. I'm gonna leave the edges open so I can contour with some cream. I forgot. With the tanner powder, I'm going to take the same powder puff, rub it in. Gonna take some of that excess, press it in, and then basically under the contour and blush, press it in. This one's way more full coverage than the Maybelline Fit Me. The Loreal Infallible. L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation and a powder is way more full coverage. The Maybelline Fit Me, more like medium coverage. My Maybelline Fit Me's in 130 and my L'Oreal Infallible is in 120. You can kind of see if it's a little darker. I'm going to go right around the contour and blend it into the lighter foundation powder. Just like that. Gonna go back in with the lighter shade. I'm gonna take a little bit of contour on my forehead with the cream, since I forgot. I did be forgetting, because I got distracted by my Tamagotchis. I got a big forehead. And then I did forget to take it down onto my neck. So I don't like to do that. It gives me a beard. What I like to do is right under my jaw, press it right there, and draw kind of an upside down L, like a Tetris piece, and blend it. It's a little too much, but just blend it away. It'll be fine. Blend it behind my ear. We're gonna set this concealer with powder as well. Or concealer, contour. I'm gonna take this AOA Studio Perfect bronzer powder. It's like cool tone. It's like neutral-ish. I'm gonna take this angled powder brush. Gonna, you know, put it on my brush, tap off excess, and set everywhere where I put contour. So right here, and then where I did my jaw contour. I do see that I need to set more with powder, so I will be doing that. It's a lot of layering, because I want full coverage. Kind of nervous that these powder puffs aren't really good for powder. Trying a little bit too many new things, methinks, but we'll make it work. Buffing it out, at least. Gonna go back in with the contour powder. We're also gonna basically set. Gonna brush the excess along my ear here. We're gonna set my nose contour as well. I'm brushing it, blending it into my hairline. Trying to, at least. Do I look crazy? Be honest. Probably. I'm gonna take kind of this dual-sided brush. It has like a flat shader and then a crease brush. We're gonna set the contour of my nose, taking both sides. Set all that contour I did earlier. Under the nose. Gonna do slightly to a point. And then like that. I'm gonna try to blend this a little bit better. I've been watching a lot of like makeup tutorials and I've seen a lot of contours like this. So I've been curious and I think it actually looks really cute. I'm kinda happy about it. Okay, we need a tiny brush for powder. I have this pencil brush I'm gonna use. And with my lighter powder foundation, I'm going to set my concealer on my nose. So, like here. Wait, did I even do concealer? I meant just powder my nose. I have a really oily nose, so I try to use not too many products on my nose. Here on the center. We're also going to use some white to highlight crazy. I know. Set right here on my eyeballs. Inner corner. We're going to add a lot of white to the inner corner. Trust. And then set here on my nose as well. And then we're going to go back in with the MAC blush with our foundation brush and go right back in. Okay. Right here. Because we almost lost all the color that we wanted. And then I'm going to take some on my chin, under my nose here, and then funny place, my forehead. I saw it on TikTok once and I've never stopped and it looks cute. I'm gonna blend that into the contour that I've contoured on my forehead as well. What we're gonna do now is a little bit of under eye magic. Take the brush I already used. Duh. We're gonna take the dark brown shade again. Outer third. And blend it in to that lower third. I'm actually going to use my finger and kind of smear the excess powder towards my inner corner. Going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to wipe the excess foundation powder on a napkin here from my pencil brush. We're going to take the white shade and then press that into my inner corner and blend it. And kind of blend it into that dark brown as well. I'm gonna use the white also as like nose highlight stuff too. It's gonna be kind of like a mask, but I want it to be. We're just gonna draw a straight line down my nose. And then on the tip of my nose as well. And next, we're gonna draw my Eyeshadow. The best shade I have found for my Eyeshadow, surprisingly, is the Wunderbrow brow pencil in the dark brown shade. I just like the way it looks. The Eyeshadow is the line. It's not your eye bag. It's like the line when your eyes crease. It's like this little crease right here. I'll just draw it. That's it. And then where that dark brown is, I'm going to further emphasize it with the pencil. And then we need a brush. This really tiny brush. You want to blend it up instead of down. This one bled a little bit, so on this eye. So I'm going to conceal it a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then with the white shade, I'm gonna go in between the Eyeshadow and my eyeliner. And then not over the dark brown though. So cute. Super cute. I'm going to draw some eyeliner using my Wet n Wild megaliner liquid eyeliner. We're gonna do a little wink. I can zoom you in for that. Right from the outside, just a tiny wing, and then make a triangle to about middle of my eye. And draw a very thin line all the way to the inner corner. That's how I do my eyeliner. We'll do the other side. I would like the wing part to be a little thicker, so. We're gonna tightline my eyes. This gel liner is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Black Fever. I'm going to line my waterline and try to tightline. I got a little eyeliner on my lid. Good. We can fix that, I think. It's barely noticeable, so hopefully it's not that big of a deal. We can fix that. So what I mean by tight line is there's like this tiny actual skin part that meets your waterline. I really try to get into it. Not necessarily my waterline, but I get into my waterline. But I'm going to take a tiny Q-tip. So I've got a little bit of liner. Gonna... Hopefully it's dry. It's dry enough. Kind of scrape it off. And then I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush that I use for the dark brown. And cover it up a little bit. Stuff happens. I try to remind myself that probably people can't see it for the most part, so. Alright, tightlining the other eye. If you really want your eyeliner to stay in your waterline, you should dry it off with a Q-tip first. I forgot to. I'm going to do the Q-tip trick on my waterline on the bottom lash line. And we're gonna line my waterline and get in the lashes on that outer third. I'm gonna draw a little line with the gel liner and try to smear it before it sets. Yeah, like out like that. I'm gonna take the Q-tip and drag it. I feel cute. And then we're gonna take some mascara. I like the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I sometimes curl them, sometimes don't. I don't really feel like curling them. Just gonna coat my lashes. Probably just one layer since I'm gonna put some falsies on. Just want to make them kind of blend-ish into my falsies. This is a brand new mascara. Ooh, I needed it. And then I'm gonna coat the outer third of my lower lashes. For lashes, I have these Ioni lashes from the Dollar Tree. I'm kind of hoping they're kind of dolly-like. I haven't tried these ones. They're really beautiful though. Like, ooh, pretty. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna cut off the outer stack. If I know where I put my scissors. And then I'm using a Duo lash glue and the green one with the brush. I prefer the brush one. Wait till that gets tacky. I think the idea of these lashes is you can use them with like brown because they're a clear band and they have like actually brown lashes in them mixed with them. So I would like to try on a softer makeup day. I like to have the mirror like placed below my eye so I look down into it. Just press that right into my lash line. Inner corner sticking up. I'm just gonna put some glue right directly in my eyelash. Let it dry for a second. These aren't as dramatic as I thought, but they're beautiful. They're probably dramatic to someone. I'm gonna hold those there. Oh, gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Oh yeah, these are pretty. Sometimes when I really want my lashes to stick, I just line my liner with glue and then let it dry and then they'll really stick. Oh yeah, those are pretty. I think my go-to lip, because we want to feel hot. So we're gonna take Cork by MAC. This is a brand new one because I lost my other cork. I think I left it at home in Texas, unfortunately. And then I'm going to take Flesh Pot by MAC as my lip. I'm gonna line my lips with cork and use Flesh Pot. I use the bottom of the lip pencil to blend out the liner. Go back in over it with cork. To me, it's a little warm, so I'm gonna take Beige by MAC, and kind of go over cork a little bit. It's just leaning a little orange. I need like a blue gloss to cancel orange. I do have a green gloss. I do have the MAC Squirt, whatever. It's the green one. We're gonna tap right over to tone down a little bit of the warmth. I need the blue one real bad though. Next thing is glitter. We're gonna use the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Stick in the shade Interstellar. Favorite glitter. We're gonna tap it right over the sitter halo. We need like a tiny brush. Tiny brush. Gonna put that on the brush. Make it super glittery. Right there. Where we put the white shadow earlier. Right there. I love this glitter. It's one of my favorite glitters of all time. Nessa Myricks knows how to make a glitter. And then let's setting spray. So I have MAC Fix Plus to blend in the powders. For making it last, I have the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I wish I could tell where it's focused. Let me go do my hair though, and I'll be right back. Finished makeup look. I would say this is my confidence booster. I feel pretty. I feel like I haven't been rotting away from winter depression. I feel stunning, gorgeous even. I really like it. I hope my tutorial made sense, my walkthrough tutorial. I'm hoping that you like it. I hope if you want to feel hot this is what I do, helped a little bit, I hope. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully, I'll have a consistent filming schedule here pretty soon. Let me know what kind of videos you like. You can follow me pretty much almost anywhere at Molly Noodles, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye bye. Yippee!